So I will talk something about my literature review. And there are about two parts of my literature review. The first is about my reading plan, the second is about my writing plan. And absolutely, my topic is conductivity measurement by near-field scanning microwave microscope. And first I would like to talk something about the reading. This is my first step. And the red one is what I have done now, and the black one is what I plan to finish in the future. The first is about the different ways to measure the conductivity. This is a linkage to the conductivity measurement. And the second is about the different kind of NSMM. This is linked to the near-field scanning microwave microscope. And the third one is the connection between this and this, is that the different ways to measure the conductivity by NSMM. Well, this is what I did before, is about a critique on different way to measure the conductivity. Here are several ways to measure the conductivity, and I evaluate by the principle and the band and the conductivity range and also the structure. The second part is a summary of different kind of NSMM. Well, there are, as I know, there are about 5 different kind of NSMM, and I evaluate by the researchers and time to publish, and the band, and whether it's a resonant and how it's a resonant, and some other comments and the reference and the structure. And what I want to do next is plan on critique on different ways to measure the conductivity by NSMM. Well, maybe I would like to use some sources in IEEE or Google Scholar by searching such keywords. The first is something related to NSMM. Maybe I can change word like a microwave microscope. And the second is about conductivity measurement. Maybe I can change it by the conductivity, or maybe loss, or maybe something like that. Well, that's all about my reading plan. And the second part is about my writing plan. Well, the first thing is about, this is a structure. The first is about I want to write the definition, explanations. There are two main points. One is NSMM, the second is conductivity. And the main point of my literature review in writing, I suppose, is the critique on different ways of conductivity measurement with NSMM and without NSMM. Well, then maybe I need the last part in my literature review is that I would try to convey my reader that what I write is academic interesting. Maybe I would like to introduce in 3 aspects. The first aspect is why we need to measure conductivity. I think this is the basement of my literature review, because only I prove that measure conductivity is important. The article I write will be very useful and be very important. And the second is why we need an NSMM to measure the conductivity. Maybe the last part is I prove that conductivity measurement is important, and then maybe it can be focused more on why I choose NSMM to use to measure the conductivity. That's maybe there is a gap. Maybe this is a new field, and maybe there is a more accurate, and maybe it's more cheaper, maybe it's more simple. So I think this is more important. And the last one, I have some confusion about that. I will discuss with you later. This is about the main problem of NSMM conductivity measurement. I guess maybe there are some problem if I use NSMM to measure conductivity. Maybe it's the status quo maybe the start of art of NSM to measure the conductivity is very slow or maybe needs more accurate calibration. So this is the whole structure of my literature review. My question is that I'm very confused about this question. What is the purpose of such a literature review? I mean that there are two ways in the end of my literature review. One way is that I want to argue that we should choose NSM to measure the conductivity. The second is that I want to argue that it is meaningful to research in conductivity measurement by NSM. Maybe I can understand most of the meaning of purpose of literature review, but I'm not quite sure about in IPM literature review what kind of things I should do in the end of my literature review. That is my question. Is to prove that NSM is useful in conductivity measurement, or that it is meaningful to doing my research in conductivity measurement by NSM. Yeah, thank you.